In the MSP practice test, problem number 7, looking at what's called a transformation problem. We're going to transform or move this shape around the grid using different translations or transformation steps. And so it says Tony's video game gives instructions for moving the triangle on a coordinate grid. Remember, this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. If it's not given on the page, that's always the assumption, is this direction, left to right, is x, and up and down is the y coordinate direction. And so you have a point A, a point B, and a point C that create this triangle in this quadrant of the coordinate grid, and it says Tony, we're going to help Tony find where to move the triangle, and it tells us what to do. It says translate, that's a transformation step. Translate the triangle right 7 units and down 1 unit. So we're going to go right 7 and down 1 with each point on this. So let's just go ahead and start with point A and go right 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then down 1. So there's the new point A for this. So I went right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then down 1. I'm going to do the same thing with point B. To the right 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then down 1. There's the new point B. I'm actually going to label them as A prime and B prime. This little mark tells me that it's another version of this. And then C over 7, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then down 1. There's my new C. And then if I connect those dots, and there's the new triangle, translated to the right 7 units and then down 1 unit. And you kind of see how it just slides across the page and then down into position. Over 7 and down 1. Now the next step's a little bit more challenging because now it says to reflect the triangle over the x-axis. So that means we're going to think of this x-axis like a mirror, and this is going to now be reflected or flipped. It's going to actually, a mirror image is always an opposite image from the original. And so if you think of this line as like a mirror, and this shape, ABC, is going to flip over, just like my hand flips over. And the position of the things, like my pinky where my pen is, and that stays there, and everything else comes the other direction. So I think of A as just going to flip. See, it's 1 unit away from the x-axis, so it's going to stay 1 unit away from the a-axis, the x-axis. So this is, I'm going to put 2 little marks there because that's the second A that I've done. And then B is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units from the x-axis. And so it's still going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units from the x-axis down here, because it flips across. And then C is 2 units from the x-axis, and so it's still going to be 2 units from the x-axis. And now you can see how it's reflected down like a mirror image, like if you were to take something and put it up against the mirror, and you see that literally is a reflection of the original. We took it here and we flipped it over into this space, and that reflection is how we made that shape. Moved it right 7 down 1 and then reflected it across the x-axis from that position into its new position below the x-axis as a reflection of the original. So we really have a translated and then reflected version of the original shape ABC.